Hey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to wire in the BCM and it is not going very good.
That's not a BCM.
Sure is. It's a baby cat module.
Oh. All right, here we go. We're gonna have some fun now, okay? I guarantee you.
Okay.
Today we are going to introduce the body control module into one of our LS swaps, okay? It's something that I have wanted to do for a long time. We have the opportunity to do it right now. We're gonna add a tow haul mode to the 86 C10 that we're working on, the one from Mississippi. And we are going to teach you everything you need to know about a body control module, okay?
Okay.
All right. So back when I was a youngster, cars started coming out with computers, and they would have 4 or 5 computers in them, and one of them was the body control module. They looked a lot different then, but this is what they look like now, and I was scared of them, frankly, okay? I did not like the idea of introducing other computers to the engine computer that we had to deal with. And they started adding these things, and I had no clue why, and I just did not like it. But it isn't that bad, and we are going to show you how they work, and we are going to wire in the tow haul mode on Emily's 1970 C10 today. Just by chance, this truck has got the exact same donor. The harness and the computer is the 86 that we're working on, so we're going to use it as a guinea pig like we do on everything else with Emily's pickup. Okay, so we're going to hook up the tow haul mode on this thing, and we're going to make sure it works, okay?
Okay.
And that way, when I wire up my 86 that we're working on, then problem solved.
Yep, we're good to go.
Yep. So, why do we need a BCM, okay? These things are taking up some of the workload that you're not having to have the computer do, okay? And every year, it seems like they start doing more and more and more things, okay? And when you get into Gen 4 stuff, they do a lot more than what this one does. But the Gen 4, it works exactly the same as this, basically. A lot more wires go into it because it does do a lot more. But we're gonna just show you on this one how to do a tow haul and kind of just do something simple, baby steps, basically.
Baby steps.
All right, and then that'll get a person comfortable with working with one. And at that point, then you're good to go on everything else, okay?
Sweet.
All right, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so first of all, it came out of a 2004 Tahoe, okay? It came out of one of our donors. They are programmed, so you absolutely want to know what it came out of, all right? And they are programmable, so if you just have one that you don't know what it is, you can Google the number and see what it's kind of compatible with, but if you have to have it programmed, you can send it out and have it programmed for whatever, vehicle. But like we said before, just by chance, 2004 Tahoe, the 86 C10, 2004 Tahoe computer wiring harness, all the same. So I'm going to wire this thing up in order to make the tow haul work.
Okay.
The only difference with that truck is it is going to have a 4L80 transmission in it, but for what we're doing today, it's not going to matter, okay?
Okay.
All right, so to begin with, I go and I print off a wiring diagram, okay? And this is the wiring diagram for the complete body control module. And there's a lot of wires in there that we are not going to use, all right?
Yeah.
Where do I get this? A lot of people ask us that. We use AllData, and we get all of our wiring diagrams from that. AllData has, what's it called? AllData DIY.
Yep.
And it's very affordable for a person's project.
Yes.
Because we pay a monthly subscription, but they have one that's just for people that have like a project that's going on, and it's affordable, and you can get the same information, okay?
Yep.
They are not a sponsor, and we don't have a sponsor yet.
No.
But it'd be nice if they did.
Yeah.
Because I know we send them a ton of business.
Yeah.
So all data DIY, and that's also where our scan tool comes from too.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about the wiring diagram. I went through my wiring diagram and I found everything that was a source of power. Okay, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources of power that go to it.
Okay.
All right. We wrote it up on the whiteboard. We didn't include all the wiring, of course. We're just talking about the wires that we need. I'm going to supply power to each one of those. Okay? And it's just like on an ECM where you see that letter that's underlined, C3, that's a connector. This body control module has 6 connectors in it. We're looking at it upside down. It starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's 6.
Okay.
Okay. 6 on this one we don't use it for what we're doing today, and we honestly don't need all this power to do what we're going to do with the tow haul switch. But by the time I'm all done with this BCM on that truck, I'm going to use a lot more features on it. So today I'm just going to put power to all of them, so I don't have to think about it, basically.
Yeah, there's no question then.
Yeah. Also, like on all the other thing, you can get all the information of which these connectors are, and it tells you which pin is which. You know, it gives you the picture of the connector, and
yeah,
it gives you all the information you need to figure out the wiring on this thing.
Yep.
All right, so let's go through our connectors and find all of our power sources. Okay, and the orange ones, just like on a ECM, they're orange. And they are hot at all time, hot, like we like to call it.
Yes.
There's one pink one that is hot in run and start. There's a white one that is run, start, and accessory. And there's a yellow one. And then we got another orange one over here. So another hot at all times. So what we're going to do is we're going to find all those. And so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power wires that we have to find. Okay. All right. So the first one, we'll go to connector 1. All right. Position F and position C. We're looking at them upside down. Okay, or backwards, I guess.
Yeah.
So it would be A, B, C, which would be this one, and then D, E, F, which would be this one. Okay. All right, so there's 2 of them. Now we're going to go to, what connector is it? C2, and it's A12. Okay. So connector 2, same thing. A, it'll be the top row. 12 is the furthest over, you know, if you counted. And it's even marked in there too, if you can see that.
Yeah. Good eyeballs.
Yeah, you'd have to have a magnifying glass. Okay, so now let's find this white one here. It's in connector 4, and then A3. So connector 4, and I put these marks on there. That wasn't there, so I marked them. That's number 4. It's A3, so 3 over, which would be this one.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so there's another power wire.
Okay.
The next one, it's in the same connector. Oh, I screwed up your B there. It's A4, and so it would be right next to it. Okay, and it's pink.
Okay.
Okay. So there you have those. And next one, yellow, B3. So B3, it would be on the bottom row, 3 over. And it's kind of yellow.
Yellowish.
Yeah, the yellow kind of degrades over time, but that's yellow. Okay.
Okay.
And now we got our last one that we're looking for. It's in connector 5. It's in position D, and it is orange. And connector 5 is that one. Okay.
Okay.
Can't tell, but I did have 5 little dots there.
Yeah.
And there's only one orange one, so I'm going to say that that's it, right? Oh, it says right there. See it? It says D.
Oh.
D. I don't know why it's weird. So okay. So that's D, and
That's it, right?
yep. All right. So let's take our, what do we say, 7 wires,
Yep.
and let's just put some power to them. All right.
Okay.
Good. So these are little tiny wires, probably 24 gauge. Okay. Pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. And all the orange together, okay? All the orange are going to be hot at all times. Going to use a high quality solder connector.
But what kind? Can you be more specific?
Oh, it's a butt connector.
You said butt. Even go into an orange wire.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna cover that up because it's a power wire.
And because it looks pretty.
Yeah. Alright, so for these other 3, I know the others were supposed to be, these are supposed to be hot in accessory also. But I'm just going to tie all these together because that'll be our hot and running start. It won't really matter. I'll have to fix that later and make them the way they're supposed to. But for what we're doing today, it will not affect it if it's not working in the accessory position, you know. Yeah, it's going to be a power wire, so I'm going to put a little bit of heat shrink over that butt connector, even though, you know, just a little extra protection.
Yeah. Don't want that one rubbing on anything.
That's right. All right, so there we have it. This is going to be our power that's going to be hot at all times. And then we'll have this, which basically would be tied to one of our pink wires in the ECM that's going to be hot with the key on and run position, okay?
Okay.
So all of our power is done then on the BCM.
Okay.
Let's go find some other wires, all right?
All right.
Okay, all right, so let's just go down, let's do ground. That, to me, that makes the most sense.
Okay.
So we've got 2 grounds on this thing. And if you look in the wiring diagram, it ends up being grounded at one point on the, underneath the dash, okay, over on the left kick panel. But on our picture here, we're just showing a ground. So we're gonna have this ground and that ground. And then this ground is the one that does the tow haul. But we don't need that just yet. We just need these 2 grounds. And those are the only 2 grounds that the whole body control module has. So let's see. Connector 2, B6. So connector 2, is it black and white? Is that right?
Yes. I didn't have a white marker, so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a black and white wire. Just like what it's supposed to be. All right?
Sweet.
All right, so down here, our next one, it's in connector 3, B6 again. That's weird. Why would they do that?
Somebody planned that.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a black and white wire. So let's go put some ground to that.
Okay.
Good. So there's our 2 grounds. Let's go find the other wires that we need, all right?
All right. Use. Oh, hello. Did you come to help? Oh, bless you. Oh, 2 brown dogs. My goodness.
All right. So this is where the body control module gets a little freaky for people, okay?
Yeah.
It uses data to communicate between everything else that it's doing, okay?
Data.
Data. In the 1950s, when some of Emily's family crash landed here in Roswell,
Oh, yeah.
all of a sudden we started seeing data come around, and that's something that we got from your homeland.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yes.
Keep blaming my people for.
So, data, it's just a one single wire. In this case, it has two wires. This wire, the B12 in connector 2, it actually just connects to the same data connection that the diagnostic link goes to.
Oh, yeah.
And a ton of things connect to it. And in order to figure that out, you also have to look up a information wiring diagram that gives you all the data link, picture of all the data links, okay?
Okay.
So this one is just going to tie onto the same dark green wire that is in connector 100 that comes out of the wiring harness on the 2004, okay?
Okay.
And then this one, it's supposed to be yellow, but we don't have a yellow marker.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, it goes to its own separate data connection that goes down to the PCM, all right?
Okay.
But it also connects at the C100 connector, and we'll do that here in a second. But let's find them first,
Okay.
okay? And that has been pretty simple so far, finding them. So connector 2, B12, down there at the bottom row, all the way over to the left. And it's green.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what it was supposed to be. And now our other one is B11 in, B1 in connector 3. Okay, so it's yellow and it's down there, bottom row, number 1.
Okay.
Okay? So those are our two data connections.
Those are the smart wires.
That's right. So we're gonna have to connect those up. I'm gonna tie them into a knot right now so I don't lose them. Okay, and we're gonna have to start wiring it into the wiring harness. So let's find our last wire before we do that, because we're not gonna come back here.
Okay.
All right. So for some reason or another, they decided to make the tow haul switch go through the body control module, and all it does is it's an intermittent switch. When you push the button, it'll touch this lead to ground. When your finger's off the button, it's an open circuit, okay?
Okay.
So let's find that one, connector 3, B12.
Okay.
Okay, so B12, connector 3, and it'll be bottom far left, and it's blue.
Okay.
Okay, light blue like it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna put a knot in it too, just so I know that that's it. Not a real tight knot.
No.
Okay. So now all these other wires that are hanging here, we don't need them for tow haul. We're not gonna get rid of them because by the time I get this all wired up, the whole truck wired up, I'm gonna use a bunch more of them, okay? So I'm not gonna go cutting them off.
Okay. So
Okay.
you just leave them.
Yeah. So we'll just work with the wires that we need, and then we'll keep those for later.
Okay.
All right, so let's do our data connections, okay?
Okay.
And just like I said before, okay, this isn't permanent in this truck at all. We're just using the truck as a guinea pig, okay?
Yep.
This poor truck. So this is a C100 connector, okay? And it is the one that it goes into the interior of the donors, okay?
Yeah.
It's the main one. It's the one you need. This one don't need that at all. But that's a C100 connector, and it has got the data link connections that we need. And so this one is the green wire that goes to the data link connector for your scan tool, okay? Your OBD2 plug.
Okay.
All right. So when I wire this truck up, I always know that I'm gonna be adding to the data connector on it. So I'll throw an extra lead on it.
Yeah.
So we're going to use that today. In this case, it's real simple because it goes green to green. So we're going to have this one green data wire connected to this one. So I had to get into my wiring diagram and look at the C100 plug, and this is the wire that goes down to the powertrain control module, but it is another class 2 data. And I am not a data expert, but I would imagine that they kind of get overloaded, you know? Because on Gen 4 stuff, you end up having to use a lot more data connections. Alright, so that's our data. It's connected now, alright?
Okay.
Our last wire is going to be the tow haul button. So it's that one there that we found earlier, light blue. And I'm going to connect it to a button. Alright? This would be a good one actually. A person could put that in their dash if they wanted to. It would work for it. But it's just it's not an on-off switch, it's a button. Button. Let's connect that to our BCM. Okay. All right, on the other side of the button, I'm just going to add a alligator clip. Because, like I said, it's temporary, and this goes to ground. Actually, on the wiring harness, it grounds at the same spot, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll just tie the ground together for this experiment.
Okay.
Save a alligator clip. These things are super handy to have. I like them. You probably don't.
No, I'm afraid of alligators. I can't swim that fast.
Alligators are actually, they get a bad rap. They're very friendly.
Think so?
Alright. Okay, so that's going to be our ground for both our tow haul button, and it'll also ground the BCM. Alright?
Okay.
So, there you go, you got it. Let's go ahead and just put it on the ground. Alright, so it's grounded. Now, power. I'm just going to use a couple of spots in the fuse box here for hot at all times, and then power with key on.
Okay.
And it's not for this truck.
No.
It's for the other one, but I just like to make sure everything that I do works ahead of time.
Yeah.
These things work great for stealing power out of these mini fuses. I already did one on this one. So the orange one is hot at all times.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I know that this fuse right here is hot with the key on in the run position. So I'm going to use that one instead of wiring it into something. And then I'm going to, I know this one is hot at all times. So I'll go with power there. And just to double check it, we'll see, there you go. That one's hot at all times, okay?
Okay.
And that one there, no power, okay?
Okay.
If I turn the key on, it'll have power, okay?
Okay.
I know it, I know it will. So now, when I turn the key on, and I push this button, it'll go into the tow haul mode. And then when I push it again, it'll come out of the tow haul mode.
Okay.
Okay?
How do we check it?
So that's it. Video's over.
But we gotta show them somehow.
All right.
Can't just take our word for it.
No. So that's the other problem with the tow haul mode on the Gen 3 stuff. My scan tool, and I don't know if anybody else's does or not, but it does not indicate the tow haul mode for me. So the only way that I can tell if it's in tow haul mode is to hook a dash up to it, the instrument cluster.
Okay.
Okay? Because the body control module, it sends a signal to the PCM saying that put it in tow haul mode. Everything's great. It goes ahead and does that. The PCM sends a signal then to the instrument cluster, which turns the tow haul mode light on.
Yes.
Okay?
A little indicator.
Yeah, so I wish there was some way to get past that, but that's the only way that I've ever been able to see so far that that's what's going on. The Gen 4 stuff, it's got some extra data lines that go to it, and it may, I haven't had the chance to look at it on a scan tool. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Emily's truck, again, the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Okay?
The test vehicle.
Yes, the test truck. And I just made this dash to wire into anything so I can do this all the time, but the only other way to know whether or not your tow haul would be working would be to take it out and drive it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is power at all times going to the dash, so I'll go to the battery there and it will fire it up. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Made the magic noise.
All right, so the dash is gonna work, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start the truck up. You might take a notice that watch the oil pressure. This truck has not been run today. This is a truck that we did one of our fresh up.
Yeah, freshening up.
Freshening up a 5.3.
Yeah.
And so it's got 200,000 miles.
Probably right around 200 now.
Yeah, so people always say, is that much oil pressure too much? And you'll see what it comes up to cold. It's,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot. Okay? Ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Brace yourself.
We'll start.
It better.
So it's got pretty good oil pressure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we've used different clusters and it's the same, so that's accurate.
Yeah.
All right?
Just double check it.
Yep. All right. So there's your tow haul button now, okay?
Okay.
So all it's going to do is intermittently, when it hit the button, turn it, make a connection to ground on that body control module. And if the BCM says that everything's cool, it's going to set it on tow haul mode, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to push the button,
Okay.
see what happens. Okay?
There you go.
Go.
Tow haul mode.
Alright, so there it is. The tow haul came on. I hit it again. It goes on. Back to normal, okay?
Sweet.
On. Off.
Alright.
Alright? And you don't have to have the instrument cluster plugged in. It's just that the instrument cluster is just showing you that it's working, but it doesn't have anything to do with it actually working.
Yep.
Okay? I'm going to do it one more time just for fun.
Ooh, do it. Ooh. Ah.
Yeah. Alright.
Sweet.
So, alright, and it had about what? Almost 70 pounds of oil pressure.
Yeah, it was
Right.
up towards 80 for a minute there.
Yeah, so cold startup on a day when it's over 80 degrees, probably in here right now, and it's got 70 some pounds of oil pressure
Yeah.
on a 200,000 mile motor. And once it warmed up, it would go down to 40 or so, but I mean, that's the way they are, okay? And
Yeah.
they're in good shape.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So there you go. There's the introduction to a body control module. All right. And because of Gen 4 stuff, we're going to have to get used to this kind of stuff and get used to dealing with some data connections, okay? Everything that we did in this one is pretty much what we've done in the past with all the other wiring videos that we've done. I hope you've seen them. If you haven't, make sure you go back and watch them.
Yep.
Time and time again.
Over and over, yes.
And commercials. So on this one, I did have to go in and look at an information wiring diagram to know that I had to hook onto my other class 2 serial data. And this is the data connection that just goes to the same one that we were messing with in the past, that goes to the OBD2 connector, okay?
Okay.
All right, so body control modules. This is a 2002 body control module. It comes out of a 3/4 ton Chevy pickup. You'll notice it only has 3 plugs, okay? Its tow haul function does exactly the same thing. Okay? It functions in the exact same way, but this one does a little bit fewer things than that one. Okay? 2004. So if we were working one with like a 2012, which we have sitting outside, it has more connections.
Yay!
Yes, and it has more data connections. Okay? You'll see where it says GM LAN, positive and negative. That's the your
language.
Yeah, that's the scanner being able to talk back and forth to the body control module. So you'll have to add things like that to them, and we're going to get to those. But we just wanted to kind of do baby steps, I guess, like we said, and get comfortable with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the tow haul mode is a thing that a lot of people have asked about.
Yeah, and it doesn't do any good to have a 4L80 in your truck and not be able to put it in tow haul mode.
Oh yeah.
You know?
It's made to tow.
Yep. All right, we get a ton of questions and comments. We love them. Keep sending them in to us. We try to get to them all. It's kind of getting, it's getting hard to keep up with. But please keep sending them in. We love it. And make sure you subscribe. And we really appreciate you watching. Thank you.